This class will be divided into two parts. The first part is discussing the theory behind what is called as order to cash. Okay? The first part will be discussing the theory. I'll give you some examples of what order to cash cycle is, so on and so forth. Okay? The second part will be the hands-on. I'll do a hands-on on the system and show a couple of these transactions on the screen, like how to create an order, how to create a quotation, how to create a delivery, so on and so forth. Let's get started with the theory first. What is order to cash? Rather than explain the theory, let me give you some examples. Okay? Now, the example, the scenario that I'm going to take is where, let's say, we have Walmart. Okay? So we have Walmart, big company, right? Walmart is selling computers. Let's pick a product, computers, right? Here is Walmart, and Walmart is selling computers, apart from the hundreds and thousands of other things. Let's focus on computers, laptops, desktops, whatever. They sell computers from HP, computers from Gateway, so on and so forth, different companies, right? Now, let's take a case of HP, the company HP, selling computers to Walmart. This is the case that we are talking about, or rather going to talk about. HP is going to sell computers to Walmart. Now, a word of caution here, when we are trying to understand SAP SD as a fresher trying to understand this, it's a little difficult to understand from a B2C perspective. Okay, meaning you go to Walmart, buy something. That's B2C. You go to Walmart.com, buy something. You go to Amazon.com, buy something. You and me are consumers, right? Regular consumers. So B2C is business like Walmart or Amazon or whatever online companies, or you go to Safeway, buy something. It's all B2C. They're all businesses, we're all consumers, right? Now, please understand, SAP is a software that's not built generally for B2C. Always think B2B. This is the key to visualize transactions. B2B, business to business. Okay? Now, what difference does it make? What is B2B versus B2C? Business to business transactions are done in a slightly different manner. What are the differences? Payments. They don't pay upfront regularly unless it's a product in very high demand. All the products get shipped. Generally, the products are shipped at the time after the order has been placed, as opposed to the customer coming and picking the order themselves. Like if we go to Walmart, we swipe our credit card, whereby we are paying Walmart directly right there, and then we pick up the bag, put all the goods in there, and then walk away. But that's not how B2B happens. So imagine HP selling 2,000 computers per month to a particular Walmart store. Walmart doesn't go swipe a card, get the goods, and then keep selling them, right? That's not how it happens. So B2B is the mode that you need to be in when you need to understand SD. Or for that matter, any module in SAP, SD, MM, FICO, anything. Okay? Just keep that in the corner of your mind. It will be much easier to understand the scenarios. Now, coming back to our example, HP is selling computers to Walmart, and When they are selling computers to Walmart, HP is the seller, right? Pretty obvious. And Walmart is the customer or the buyer. We're going to use the term customer a lot. So Walmart is our customer and HP is the seller. Now who is implementing SAP here? In this case, we are looking at things from a sales perspective. We are learning SD, sales and distribution, right? So who is selling? HP is selling. So assume that this guy has implemented SAP. HP has implemented SAP. But Walmart also has implemented SAP, but that's a totally different case. We are looking at things from HP's perspective. Okay? Now, HP, before they start selling anything to Walmart, first there will be a process of negotiation. Right? Walmart will not just directly buy computers from HP. Walmart is a tough customer to deal with. We all know that. So the first thing that they ask from all different companies, from Walmart's perspective, is, they'll say, okay, how much does this computer cost? Let's say we're talking about a model of computer, let's say HP 1020. This is the model of a computer, say a laptop or a desktop with a particular configuration that they have newly released. So Walmart will say, okay, so you have released a new computer, very good. So I want to inquire about your computer. What kind of computer is it? What are the prices you're willing to sell me at, and at what quantities, and what kind of schedule of delivery can you give me? Meaning, when can you deliver these products? Right? So Walmart is interested in understanding when you can deliver these products, at what price you can deliver these products. These are the interesting things that Walmart wants to know. That process is called an inquiry. So Walmart, our customer, is inquiring with us about our product. Now you see, HP could be selling this product to Walmart, could be selling this product to Best Buy, could be selling this product to Circuit City, say, or Office Depot, or n number of other retailers and any other wholesalers if there are any, right? The process of a customer inquiring about a product is called an inquiry, as simple as that. Now, when we get an inquiry from our customer, what happens? HP on their SAP system will create a document called an inquiry. HP will create a document in their system called an inquiry. I'll show you how to create this document, or how to create this inquiry transaction. You call it a document, you call it a transaction, all the same. In SAP, they are called documents. Each transaction is a document. We'll see that once we complete inquiry, quotation, and sales order. We'll see how to create an inquiry in the system. But let's continue with our inquiry. So Walmart has inquired with HP, and HP, let's say there is a sales team or a call center team from HP who is taking that call, and they are talking to Walmart, telling them what their product is, how much it's going to cost, when they can deliver it by, and that transaction is recorded in the system as an inquiry or an inquiry document. Now Walmart goes back to their own shell and then discusses among themselves, and then finally say, okay, you know what? Here are the price corrections that we require. We require it at this price, or maybe they like our price, and then they say, okay, we're good. Send us a quotation. Okay, send us a quotation. So now, the subsequent document could be a quotation that HP creates and then sends it to Walmart. Now, it's the same set of details, same customer, same materials, almost same prices, maybe minor differences here and there. So what's the big deal? Why do you need to create an inquiry versus a quotation? An inquiry is a very informal document. Okay? An inquiry is not a formal document. An inquiry is a very informal document. A quotation, however, is a formal document. A quotation is a formal document. The difference being, in the inquiry, if HP, let's say V HP, if we promise a particular price to the customer Walmart, we might always go back and say, hey, you know what? No, that's not going to be the price that we'll be able to offer at. Maybe the price is going to be different this time, so here is the new price. But a quotation is a very formal document, meaning if we say the price of this product is going to be $500 a piece, and that's what we promise in the quotation to Walmart, and that's what we're going to give to Walmart at. That's a quotation. Alright? That's the difference between an inquiry and a quotation. Now, Walmart takes a quotation, again does its own number crunching because Walmart purchases in bulk, they have got to do their own magic, numbering magic. And finally, if they like it, they are going to issue an order. When the customer issues an order versus a quotation, let's say, a quotation and inquiry are all pre-sales documents. So until this point, right? Until this point, this is pre-sales. The sale has not happened yet. Okay? Starting with the order, this is where sales are happening. Okay? Pre-sales, here is when sales are happening. An order is a promise from the customer to buy this particular set of products at a particular price. As simple as that. Okay? Again, like I said, the details in an inquiry, the details in a quotation, the details in an order are pretty similar. What are the details that go into an inquiry? Hold on, guys, give me 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. So the details that go into an inquiry are, okay, then HP is creating an inquiry. Who is the customer? Walmart. And any other details regarding the customer, the name, the number, so on and so forth. Materials, products, quantities, prices, schedules meaning schedule of delivery. When the product is going to be sent to the customer, as soon as, let's say an order is placed on June 1st, the order can be delivered by June 10th or June 15th. Okay? So let me go to another page and then summarize what's happening here. So here is HP and here is Walmart, both B2B customers, and Walmart as a step number 1 has inquired. Okay, step number 1. Has inquired, and then HP has sent an inquiry, created an inquiry document and sent it to Walmart. Okay, step number 2. Subsequent to the inquiry, the customer Walmart has requested for a quotation. And in this quotation, we are going to reference to this inquiry. Hey, you know what? I have inquired on June 1st for a particular set of products. Here is the inquiry number. Now, I want a formal quotation. Let's say today is June 3rd. I want a formal quotation with reference to this set of products. The reason why they refer it is because they don't need to ask or talk about that product again and again and again, right? Oh, I have asked for 3 quantity of this product or 300 quantity of this product and 400 quantity of another product, so on and so forth. If they refer to multiple products, it's just easy to refer to that quotation rather than talk about all those products again and again, right? So they like our quotation and then they're placing this order. So with reference to this quotation, we'll be placing an order at some time in the future, maybe then 3rd, 4th, 5th or whatever. Okay? Now, how do we create them in the system? In order to really create them in the system, we've got to talk a little bit about the GUI. Now, some of you who are repeating the class, it may be very, very easy for you, no bother. But somebody who's attending this for the first time might feel a little, new to this GUI. So what's happening here? What did I just do? So I've opened up the SAP software. Okay, I've opened up the SAP software. I've just selected my server and then clicked on connect. And then gave me a login screen. Then I'm going to enter my user ID and password, and I'm logged on. Okay, I'm logged on. So I see some screen with some options, menus, so on and so forth. So let's get a little more familiar with this. Okay, so I'm going to stop this order to cash cycle for a bit, and I'm going to concentrate a little bit on the SAP GUI. Don't worry, it's not very complicated. It's the easiest thing you can learn. Okay, so let me just take a screenshot here, and I'll try and explain all the different things that we have here. Or rather, let me do this. Let me do this. Okay. So here, what do we have? This bar, whatever we see here, okay, this is called the system toolbar. System toolbar. So there are a couple of icons there, maybe 5 or 10 of them, but stay pretty constant. It doesn't matter what screen you're in. If you're doing a sales order, you're doing a delivery, it doesn't matter. The icons in the screen remain the same in the system toolbar. Some are deactivated. In this case, for example, this icon is deactivated, whether this icon is not. Okay? System toolbar is the top level toolbar that is pretty constant, irrespective of what screen you're in. Now, this white little bar is called the title bar. So it shows you what transaction you're doing currently. For example, if I do a transaction, let's say sales order or an inquiry, okay, you see this title will change. Create inquiry initial screen. Now I type in something like this, and then I do enter, and then the title of the screen again will change in the title bar, right? Create inquiry overview. Earlier it was initial screen, now it is overview. Now it is SAP Easy Access. Right? So this is called the title bar. Okay? This guy right beneath it, this is called the application toolbar. Application toolbar. What does an application toolbar do? It provides a set of tools that are specific to that transaction. I'll show you an example. Let's create an inquiry, okay? And then let me show you what are the tools that are available. We have some set of tools here, right? It doesn't matter what they are. Now let me open another transaction, okay? We'll go step by step into what these transactions are. Okay? You can see that the set of tools here are very different from this set of tools. Right? You have this pencil, and then you have these buttons, you have the sales area data buttons, so on and so forth in the application toolbar. Here, we have a different set of tools. We have orders, we have summary of orders, we have rejection of orders, so on and so forth. Point I'm trying to make is the icons or the set of buttons in the application toolbar varies with the application. Each application will have its own unique requirements too, and hence the application toolbar will vary with the application or the transaction that you are running. Okay? Now, this screen, this entire screen is called Easy Access. As opposed to another screen called configuration screen or IMG screen. So we're going to come to that at a later point. Easy Access is the screen that you log on to. Generally, as soon as you log on, what you see is the Easy Access screen. Easy Access screen. Okay? Next thing. This is called the hierarchical menu tree. As you can see, it's a dig down kind of a menu, right? So if you go back, you can see that you can dig down and then reach the final level of transactions. So this is called the leaf node where you see the transactions. For example, if you take a look at this, okay, let me put it on the next screen. Okay, so this is called a transaction. So you drill down and finally reach the transaction. Okay. Now, in order to see this transaction code like this, you might not be able to see it on your screen right away. You'll have to do a couple of settings. Okay. You'll have to do a couple of settings in order to really see that transaction code. What settings would you have to do? Just go here to Extras, Settings. Okay. And just note down these steps here so that you can do this on your system when you get access. Okay. So here you go. This is what you have to do. So go to Extras, Settings, and then click on this Display Technical Names. Generally, it will be turned off by default. You just have to click on this Display Technical Names and then click OK. And then you'll get this transaction codes like this. So what is the use of a transaction code? What is this VA11, VA12, and VA13? What's the use of that? It's a shortcut to this transaction. Now, you don't have to go all the way to the menu path to create a transaction, say an inquiry. You can just go here and then type in VA11 and then you're on. Like type in VA11, click OK. It's the equivalent of just going here and double clicking this transaction. Okay? Okay. This is a little. Okay, let me just write it down here. This is where you put your transaction code. In short, it is called T code. It's generally, anywhere from 4 to 10 characters. Okay? It's like a shortcut that anybody can just easily just put into the transaction code window, hit enter, and then you can execute the transaction. It's as opposed to going down to the menu path in the hierarchical tree and then drilling down to the transaction. If it takes time, if you're very conversant with the transaction, you can just enter the transaction in the transaction code window and then you're on. Okay? Now, going back to the previous screen. So we have talked about the system toolbar. We have talked about the title bar. We have talked about the application toolbar, the menu tree, and the transaction code. Right? On the top, let me go to the next step. On the top, you have what is called the application sensitive context menu. So, that's a big word. Let me explain what it is. Now, if you go and try and create an inquiry, the menu that you see here changes, just like the way your application toolbar buttons change. Right? So this is called the context sensitive menu. Okay, I'm going to put that screenshot here. This is called context sensitive menu. Okay, this is called the context sensitive menu. You just go here and then the menu over here will change depending on what transaction you are doing. If you're doing a sales order, the menu is different. If you're doing a purchase order, the menu is different. Doing a customer master, the menu is different. And it becomes different with each screen. Okay, whatever is relevant for that screen, those items will show up in your menu. Alright, that's that. And I think that should be good enough. Okay, we don't need anything more. Maybe a little more, couple more things here. So if you go down to the bottom right corner, right? If you go to the bottom right corner, this is the bottom right corner. Okay. Bottom right corner. Click on this little notepad or a scratch pad kind of a button, and then a pop-up will come up that will reveal the system information. Okay, like what is the name of the system, who is the user who has logged in, what is the, some details like that. Doesn't matter what they are at this point. Okay, so that's all you need to know about the GUI. There are a couple of presets though that you have to do. On a Mac, it's different. On a PC, it's different. Let me just explain what those presets are. Right. Let me quickly unshare. I'm just pulling out a couple of some of the presets that you should be doing. Set this on and then you won't have to ever do this again. You just do it once per PC. So on a Windows system, this is what you have to do. So click on this button. All right. As soon as you log on, you click on this button that looks like a set of colors, and then click on Options. Okay. As soon as you do that, you get this window on the latest GUI, and click on Visualization and Interaction, and make sure these are checked on. Okay. As soon as you do that, what happens is, if there is a drop down, okay, if there is a drop down, a drop down will typically only have values like this: sold to party, ABC, blah blah blah. But you can see that with the sort key enabled, you'll have these keys also listed in descending order. Like Sold to party 001 is actually represented by 001, 002, 003. This is called the sort key. Okay? There is a reason why this is important, so just set it and you'll understand it slowly as to why we are doing this. Okay? Just set this up on your GUI as soon as you have that logo. The next thing, again, just go to that colored button, click on options, and then go this in the older menu. This is in the older menu. Okay, if you want to do the same thing on this older menu, just go to this button, expert, and then check these two on. Okay. By the way, this is on SAP GUI 7.1 and lower versions. This is on SAP GUI 7.2. Okay, there is a slight difference in the way you should be doing this. So you should be learning both of them, how to do it in 7.1 as well as 7.2. All right. Now we've got our preset set. Now let's go back to our order to cash item. So what are the things that we had to do? We had to create an inquiry. We had to create a quotation. We had to create an order. We'll start with the first step, inquiry. How to create an inquiry in the system? An inquiry can be created like this. Right? You can use the transaction BA11, or you can just go to sales and logistics, sales and distribution, sales, inquiry, BA11. Okay? So here is how you create an inquiry, or use the transaction VA11. Okay, VA11. Now go double click on this, or you can just go here, like I said, and click on VA11. All right, and then this little screen comes up where you have inquiry type, sales organization, blah blah blah. Now, don't worry about what an inquiry type is. Also, don't worry about what a sales organization distribution channel is. We will see it as we progress. For now, all you have to do is just enter the details that are available here. Okay? So all you have to do is first step and second step. Just put in IM and 101000. These are the details that you have to put in. Okay? First step is done. Second step is done. What is the third step? The third step is click enter. And then you get this big screen where you will be asked to enter some details of the customer, materials, blah blah blah. Now remember our scenario? Walmart is placing an order. So Walmart is inquiring with HP, and we are HP documenting that inquiry. That's all we are doing here. Let's say Walmart is 1000. We are representing Walmart in the system by 1000. Why 1000? Why 2000? Why whatever these numbers are? What is the big deal with these numbers? No big deal. Each customer is represented in the system using a code. If you don't like these codes, no worries at all. All you have to do is go here and then search for customers, like, by name, by customer number, by city. What are all the customers in Bentonville, Arkansas? That's where Walmart is, right? Or you have a variety of other search criteria. Can you search by address? Yes. Can you search by a whole bunch of criteria like skills groups, so on and so forth? Yes. Okay. So assume you search and then find out what that customer is, and then it happens to be 1000. Okay. Hit enter. Okay. Now, if this pop-up comes up, just click OK. You don't have to do anything there. If a pop-up comes up, just click OK. Now enter the materials, right? Like enter materials like M01, quantity 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, doesn't matter, any quantity. Okay? And then enter material M02, quantity 1 or 2 or whatever it is. You can put whatever quantities you like. Okay? And then let me just take a screenshot of this. Okay, go to the next page. And then here is our step number 3. Step number 3, you enter the customer number and you enter materials and quantities. You don't need to enter this guy, you just need to enter materials. Line numbers will automatically come up. So you enter materials, you enter quantities, and then click on save. That's it. Okay, your inquiry is created. Now, if you look at the left bottom corner, you'll see that an inquiry will be created with a particular number, 100000, whatever it is, a vague number. Right? Step number 4 is that you get to see this inquiry number, 100006. If you want to copy that inquiry number, all you have to do is just select or click on that or double click on that message here at the bottom. Okay, and then a little pop-up comes up. You can just Control C and then it will be saved to your clipboard. Okay, once again, what have we done now? We have created an inquiry in the system. So Walmart is inquiring for a customer. So you went to logistics, sales and distribution, blah, blah, blah. And the inquiry, double clicked it, put in your inquiry type and some other details. Click OK, entered the customer number, entered some materials, and then click on save. The system has generated an inquiry number, a unique number which you can use anytime to go back and retrieve it. How do you retrieve it? You can go to change mode or display mode. Let's go to display mode, and then the most recent inquiry number will be there. If not, you can retrieve it like this. Here is your inquiry, and then click OK. And this is the inquiry that we have just created. Right? So that's a unique number called the inquiry number, which you can use to retrieve the inquiry anytime right from the system. There are other ways to do it. You don't always need the inquiry number. That's the easiest way. So the customer, this is the number that we are going to give to Walmart saying, hey, you know what? Thank you very much for your inquiry for 1000 computers. Here is your reference number, 10000006. Okay? Please refer to this number anytime you like. Walmart, somebody from the purchasing department of Walmart will note down that number as a reference number. The next time when he or she calls to refer to this inquiry, he'll just give you the number. Hey, in reference to 100006, I want to know this detail, that detail, or I want to know whatever. Right? This is an inquiry. In 4 steps, we have created an inquiry in the system. Okay? Now let me stop here for a bit and see if you have any questions. Do we have any questions? Anybody? Okay, Tim. Hi.
You just mentioned double click somewhere and you can just copy the inquiry number.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if you create an inquiry, right? I think you can only see it when you create an inquiry. Let me create it again. And then go here, enter your customer number, enter your material. Okay. And then click on save. Look at the left bottom corner. Are you able to see it?
No.
Okay, you might have to scroll down your window a bit.
Oh, okay.
Okay? On the left bottom corner, you see the inquiry number, right? So just double click on where you see that inquiry number, and then it throws a pop-up, and this is the number that you can copy.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions, anybody?
And also, are we going to get the software installed after the class later?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hi, Shravan.
Can you just show the creating inquiry again
Sure.
from the beginning?
Very, very easy. Just go to V11. Okay? Why don't you do this, okay? Why don't I give you control? Do you have, okay, why don't I give you control, and then you do it in front of me, and I'll see if you're going wrong anywhere, okay? I'm just giving you control. Just go ahead and do it. Very good. Very good. So enter some customer number, 1000. Okay. Enter again. Oh, you just have to click enter there, not click on the cross mark. Okay. It doesn't matter now, but generally it has got to be entered. Okay. Anyway, that's fine. Go to the next step. Enter the material. Let's say enter the material M-01. Okay. This is the material. In this case, if you put it in context, what we are entering is the laptop or the desktop that we are going to sell. Right? How do I know it is M01? That we'll talk about in tomorrow's class when we discuss customer master, material master. I'm going to talk about material numbers, how to create them in the system, so on. For now, you can just enter that material and then enter an order quantity in the next column. 2, 3, 4, yeah, sure. And then hit enter. Always hit enter so that the system validates what you have been doing. For example, if you put some wrong number there, or if you put a number in the wrong column, how do you identify, how does the system identify whether you have done it right or wrong? The system cannot identify or validate until you hit enter. Okay? That's something that you have got to remember. Okay. Now that you have hit enter, all you have to do is click on save. Save button is like the little save button on your Microsoft Word, right? Same icon, same stuff. And do you see the left bottom corner? The inquiry number. Right? Easy. You just copy it and then you got your inquiry number.
Got it, sir.
Right. Alright. I'm going to take back control. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else has questions? Okay, just feel free to shoot all your questions. Don't feel shy. It's a big class, but just assume nobody is there. They're not going to help you. Okay, when you have questions alone in the night or during the day, nobody's going to help you. Okay, just shoot your questions. Just assume nobody is there. In fact, I can make them all vanish for you. Okay, really, I can make them vanish. No, I can ensure that nobody is visible to you. But I just want everybody to be visible so that we have a feeling that it's a class. But other than that, don't worry about everybody else in the class. It's you and me. That's all that is there. Okay? Please feel free to ask any question you like. Don't feel shy. It's not going to help you. Alright? Right now it's very easy. What we are doing is very simple stuff. So I understand you don't have a lot of questions. But as we go forward, third class, fourth class, fifth class, sixth class, 10th class, some things are going to get a little, difficult, or rather, difficult to understand for the first time. So please ask your questions. Don't tune out. If you tune out for once, you'll never be able to tune back in. That's for sure. Okay? Don't tune out. Just ask any question you like. Don't feel shy. It's a class that you're paying to learn, so make the best use of it. Alright. Walmart has inquired with us, HP. We have created an inquiry number, sent a thank you note to them, and then said thank you for your inquiry. Here is your inquiry number, and here are the details. Let me know if you have any questions. Right? So Walmart is mulling on it now, and then they say, you know what? I think I'm kind of starting to like your prices. Why don't we freeze it and send me a quotation? Okay? Now go to quotation. It's right beneath it, right? And then click a quotation. Click on quotation. Click on quotation. Okay. Now let me take a screenshot of this. What we want to do here is quotation. Now you can create a quotation in two ways. You can create a quotation as a standalone quotation. You can create a quotation with reference. We'll see both ways of doing things. Standalone quotation creation is something very simple. So you go to quotation, just click on this VA21, okay, double click, and then type in QT here. Earlier it was IN, inquiry, now it is QT, quotation, okay. So step 1 is go to the transaction. Step 2, enter these details. And step 3, hit enter. And enter your sold to number, same set of materials or a different set of materials, really up to you. And make sure you enter a start date and an end date. Because remember I said, a quotation is a formal document. And a formal document should always have a set of dates within which it is valid. Meaning, okay, we promise a price of $1,000 for $500 per piece. It's not going to be valid forever, right? It's going to be valid only for a certain period of time. Let's say 1 week, 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever. We can't hold on to the price forever. An example that you might have faced is, you want to buy a car, you go to the car dealer, and then he'll give you a quotation. Okay, the price of this Honda CR-V is 25,630, including transportation costs and everything, and taxes. And here is the quotation. That price won't be valid for 1 full year or 10 years, right? It will only be valid for like 2 weeks. So you have to make a decision within 2 weeks. So similarly, your quotation will also be created with a set of validity dates. Step number 3 is enter your customer as usual, enter your materials, enter your quantities, and make sure you enter the validity dates. So these are validity dates. Okay, validity dates. So you should ensure that a quotation will always have validity dates. And then as usual, click on save. Okay, this is one way of doing a quotation. So what are the details that we have entered in this? Customer number, materials, quantities. Now, look at a case where Walmart is saying, hey, you know what, with reference to this inquiry, so I've already inquired with you for this set of products, why don't you give a formal quotation for that product or that quantity for that prices? How do we do that? The other way of doing a quotation is with reference. Okay, with reference. And how do we do with reference? The steps are very similar. So go to this step where you enter VA21. Okay, this step is similar. The next step, instead of just hitting enter, you click on create with reference. Okay. Step number 1 is the same. Okay. Step number 2. Okay. I think somebody is not on mute. Let me just. Step number 2 is where instead of you put your quotation number in and then some details like this, and then instead of hitting enter, you click on create with reference. So you are creating this quotation document with reference to something else. What is that something else? Create with reference to an inquiry. And how do we need to do it? Create with reference, and then this little pop-up comes up. Okay. In the pop-up, we are going to put the inquiry number. Do you know the inquiry number? I don't know the inquiry number. So let me go back to that screen and then see what that inquiry number is. Okay. We have already taken a screenshot of that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 6 zeros and then 6. 1, 6. So this is how you create with reference, and then click on copy. Okay. Step number 3 is enter or paste your inquiry number here and then click on copy. And as soon as you do that, your entire quotation is created. Now here is the trick. You see step number 4. So none of these details, right? All of these details were copied over. You didn't have to enter customer, you didn't have to enter materials, quantities, even prices. The price also has automatically come up. You never have to enter any of these details. All you have to do is put your validity details. That's it. Because this is something that you only do in a quotation, not in an inquiry. If you had to do it in an inquiry, they'll be copied over from an inquiry as well. Right? So this is how you deal with the quotation and create a quotation with reference to inquiry. Now, if you understand this thoroughly well, then creation of an order with reference to quotation is also similar. Now, let's just save this quotation by putting some validity dates. Okay? Save it. Your quotation number is 200047. Quotation is saved. Now, how do you create an order? Very, very simple. Just go here, click, and then type in order, OR. Next is order. Order or sales order. Transaction is VA01. This is how you create an order. VA01. Now, you can create with reference, without reference as usual. Sometimes you want to create with reference, sometimes you want to create without reference, depending on the situation. Now, let's say in this case you want to create with reference to that quotation. Okay? Now, create with reference. Oops, I don't know the quotation number. What do I do now? Okay? I don't know that quotation number. So what do I do? I have to search for that quotation. There are a couple of ways in which you can search for that quotation. So let me take a couple of screenshots here. Okay? Now we are creating an order, as usual, with reference. Okay, with reference, click on this button, and then you got a quotation. Use this button to search in case you don't know what's your quotation number. Right? So step number 1, and the next step is to search for your quotation. So search, and then you have a bunch of search criteria. How do you search it? How can you characterize the quotation that you have just created? Okay, I know it's created for a customer 1000. Okay, I know it's created by me. It's created by Siva, because that's my user ID. And the document type that I've created is QT, right? Because I've entered QT there. And what else can you say? See, I might have created quotations yesterday, the day before, and previous date, so on and so forth. But we only want today's quotation, right? So you got to search by order creation date, right? Something like this. Maybe, let's see, there is an order creation date created by, valid from, valid to, purchase order, document date. Okay, there we go. So put today's date, okay? And this is where you have to go, just so that you understand. So I'll put everything here, and then okay? And then partner is 1000. Okay? Hit enter. Here are the quotations that I have created. Right? So let me just copy that. So here are the quotations that I have created. But before I go there, let me also show you that there are multiple options here that you can put in. Right? Like enter customer number here, put a document date of whatever, today's date, and created by Siva. You can choose whatever search criteria you feel like. No worries. Okay? So also just understand that there are more search criteria for you. This is not the only set of search criteria. So in this case I'm using whatever I remember by, but you can use whatever you remember by. Okay, if you don't remember the date, maybe you remember something else. Right? Use that search criteria to search your order or quotation by. So step number 2 is search. And these are all the search criteria that you can use. This is all criteria. Right? And if you want more criteria, just click on this button. And then you'll have a list of quotations, if at all there are any. And then just select it, and then click on this, or you can double click it. Okay? So select, and click, or double click. And your quotation number will be available there for you to copy. So here we go, copying an original quotation, and then we are going to create an order with a reference to this quotation. Now, what happens if you look at this screen? If you see the screen, what you should do? Okay, if you see the screen, this is called the availability check screen. Don't worry about availability check and all that stuff at this point. If you see the screen, okay, all you have to do is click on this button. Okay, this is the availability check screen. It doesn't always pop up. It only pops up, only comes up if there is not enough stock. Stock in the system. Meaning, hey, the customer is asking for like, 1,000 pieces of a particular software or a computer. If you don't have it, then this comes up. If your system thinks that it doesn't have that kind of stock available in its warehouse, then this screen comes up. Otherwise, it does not come up. Okay? Now click on this button. That means you're confirming that whatever the action of the system is going to take, you're fine with it. And then save. As usual, you get an order number on the left bottom corner. You can make a note of it if required. Okay? So this is how you create an order. Right? So there are more things that you need to do beyond creation of an order, like deliver the order, bill the order. Okay? So what have we done until now? We have created an inquiry. Okay? And after that, created a quotation. After that, has created an order. Right? We have stopped there. Now, after an order is being created, you can deliver an order. And then after deliver, meaning you physically are going to deliver the goods, and you're going to create separate documents for that and separate transactions for it. And delivery will contain a series of steps like picking, packing, blah, blah, blah. We're going to see that at a later point. I don't want to just overwhelm you now. After the goods have been delivered, what do? You got to bill the customer, right? Invoice or bill the customer. In the strictest sense, order the invoice. This is called OTC. This is O, this is C, cash. Right? Generally, order to invoice, order delivery billing is called order to cash. And then there are many variations to this cycle. For example, this is called QTC or quote to cash. This guy is sometimes called I to I. What is it? Inquiry to invoice. So from inquiry all the way down to invoice. So these are all the different terms that could be used to represent your variations to the order to cash cycle. But in general, the most used term is order to cash. OTC, or order to cash. And that's what you'll see in most of your job requirements. Okay, 3 years of experience in order to cash, 5 years of experience in order to cash. So what they require is, it's just not order, but quotations, inquiries, contracts, all different kinds of sales documents, and the flow that happens between them. We should be very comfortable with that. That's what they mean by order to cash or OTC. Okay. Now don't worry about the delivery and billing part. I'll show it tomorrow. But for now, this is how you create an inquiry and a quotation and an order. Okay. Now I hope you understand the scenario. I hope you understand how to do them in the system. So as usual, I'll send you a PDF document of these notes. Go through it. On top of that, I'll send you a couple of questions, simple questions. Like, okay, here is the scenario. Create an order number. Give me the order number. Right? So I'll get your emails so that from Sheila, so that I can add you guys to the forum, so that you can answer your question. And I'll post the questions also to you. And I'll ask my vendor to send you the SAP logon details. So other than that, do we have any questions before we close for today? Okay, anybody? Okay, John. Hi, John.
So, hi, Shiva. So I need to talk to Sheila about installing the GUI to my laptop.
No worries. I'll send the details to her as to the instructions and everything, and I think she'll send an email across to all the students.
Okay, and are you sending that tonight or tomorrow?
The GUI or the Q&A?
The
GUI might be tomorrow morning. Okay. The PDF and the questions I'll be able to send it right now.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Anybody else has questions? Brian, hi.
Yes,
Brian, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
we'll use the same link. We log in every night.
Brian, maybe look at your microphone. You might have muted yourself. Brian? I'm not able to hear you. Anybody else able to hear Brian, by the way? I just unmuted him, but
You hear me?
Lakshmi, you're able to hear Brian? Joe? No, oh, no, Brian. Your voice is not audible somehow. Don't know why. Okay, check your microphone maybe. Something wrong with your microphone. Okay, Savan, go ahead. Did you have a question, Savan?
Sir, just with the creating an order,
Yeah.
like the other two, we just go click the order and then is there a button called create?
No, if you want to create with reference, there is a special button. But if you just want to create a standalone order, standalone quotation, there is no special button. You just go on with the process.
Can you just take a couple of minutes and show the initial steps again?
Sure. Okay. Now, let me do this. Okay.
Order.
Yeah, order, right? We want to create an order.
Right.
Create an order. If you want to create an order without referring to a quotation or an inquiry, all you have to do is hit enter or the green check mark. And then you get the screen, you enter the customer number, you enter the material.
All that is same again.
Yes. And then click on the save button. Now, let me go back. If you don't want to save it, just go back, click on this green arrow. Do you wish to save? No. Now, if you don't want to create an order as a standalone, but rather create with reference, use this, and then search your quotation, and then click on copy. Okay? Now, you cannot copy a quotation twice, generally. Okay? So you have to pick your new quotation number, whatever you create, pick that. And here, what is the difference between creation with quotation and creation standalone? All
the things are already copied here.
Perfect. You got it.
Okay.
Same applies
I
to
just missed that
creation
part.
quotation also. Awesome.
Just
Okay.
missed that part when you were showing it, so just wanted to see it again.
Sure. Now you are clear, right?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, Sharmila, I just unmuted you. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi Shiva. Can you please repeat the search criteria?
Sure. Search criteria is very, very simple. For example, okay, let me give you control, alright? I'm going to give you control. Okay? Take control and I'll ask you a question, you'll have to do it. Okay? So, I want you to go up. Are you having control yet? I think, yeah. Okay. Close that window. Okay?
Pardon? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello?
Okay. Do you hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So are you able to control my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So the question that I was asking you is create an order with reference to the quotation that I have created. Okay. So okay, VS01, the one that is highlighted. A01. Enter. Okay. Now, I said create with reference, right? So you click on that create with reference button. Very good. Now, I'm asking you to create with reference to a quotation that I have created today. So how do you search for a quotation that I have created today? So, right, close that. Yes, close that. And then right next to that quotation field, there is a little, yes, you got it. Okay, now I have to give you certain search criteria, right? So the partner is 1000. Okay, and go down below, and the document date is today. Yeah. No, you don't need to enter the date in general because date has different formats, right? Choose from the criteria. Yes. Choose from the drop down. Just click 7. Date on the server is 7. Okay, created by, you can put my name if required, Siva, or whatever the user name is. Okay, it will be the user ID, not the name, but the user ID. So you can just hit enter now. Okay, there are 2 quotations. Choose the second one because we have already created an order with reference to the first quotation. Okay, and then your quotation is there. Just click on copy. You're done. Now, click on that green check mark. Now you know how to do it, right? Okay. All right.
Thank you.
I'm taking back control. Thank you. I'm muting you. Okay, Lakshmi, hi.
Shiva?
Hi.
I have a question here, 2 questions.
Yep.
The first question with the stock enough thing, click on the checkbox of the corner thing, so I was stuck up over there.
You just need to click on that.
In which situation we click on that, so I was just confusing over there.
Okay. So first of all, you click on this button, okay? All you have to do is click on this button. Like I said, this button, this pop-up or this window only comes up when you don't have enough stock. Okay? Now, what is this enough stock? What happens when you click on this check mark? Don't worry about this at this point. It's called scheduling. So based on scheduling, there are different kinds of scheduling. A simple scenario, if you want to understand, is okay, you don't have stock, but can you get the stock by the required date that the customer has asked for? If yes, then the screen will not come up. The customer has asked for it by June 10th, let's say, and you're not able to deliver it by June 10th because you don't have enough stock, but the next date that you can deliver it by is let's say the 15th, then this window comes up. But even if you don't have enough stock, but you can deliver it somehow by procuring it from a different vendor and deliver it by the customer requested date of 10th, then this window does not come up. Okay? There are a couple of rules that go behind the scenes when that window comes up, but don't worry about that window at this point.
And the second question is, how do we remember the partner number? Now you say it's 1000. So if we work in real scenario, how do we find that particular thing?
Right. Tomorrow we will be discussing a new topic called customer master. Okay? So I will show you how to create this customer master, how to search for this customer master, and all that stuff. But to specifically answer your question, it's not very difficult. The same thing like what we have done with the Sharmila. Right? You don't know this number. Alright, I don't know this number. No problem. Go to the search criteria, And do you remember the name of the customer? You got to remember something, right?
Yes.
Name, number, or something. So let's say, in this case, what is it? Becker Berlin, what is it? What's the name of this customer? Let me just go here for a bit and then say, name is Becker Berlin, right? So what I'm going to do here is search on this and then say star Becker, because I might not know the full name, right? Maybe just the first name or whatever. And then click enter. And the system is going to pull in all the names that have Becker. But there are so many names, right? It's just confusing, it's not right. So there must be other things that you can do, like, something like, maybe you remember that Becker Berlin is from a particular city. Which city? Berlin. Right? So go here and type Berlin and Becker. Now all of these customers happen to be from the same city. Right? Now that's not enough. Okay. Now the city is Berlin, the customer is Becker, and this criteria is not enough. So maybe you go by this, the last one. Okay? The name of this customer is Becker and he is from Berlin and the account group is 0001 and hit enter. Now you see only one customer. This is what is called as a sold to customer. So what is this sold to, bill to, ship to, what is this account group? That we are going to see tomorrow. Okay? Any other questions, Lakshmi?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Shravan, go ahead.
Sir, what is the key thing in search criteria? What is the key thing? Like, what is the most important thing? Is it the name? Is it the date? Or is it the... What is the key thing? The most important thing to be remembered.
There is really no key thing, generally. You can search based on whatever criteria. There is nothing like, okay, you got to remember the name, or you got to search only by ID, or customer name, date. It doesn't really matter.
There's no standard thing.
No
right?
standard. No standard. It depends from company to company. Some customers or some users in some companies use search terms a lot, right? Like for example, you have search terms here. Some companies don't use it. Some companies use it. Some companies use account groups. Some companies use postal codes to search. See, for a B2C company, let's say, postal code is easy. Okay, I want to search customers in this area of, let's say, 97006 zip code. Then you can use postal code. So there is no single search criteria. Each company uses their own comfortable search criteria.
So in one word, it's all common sense.
Yep, absolutely. You nailed it.
Okay. You said that the availability check screen usually comes up only when there is not enough stock in the system, right?
Right.
So what does it mean, like, by saying there is not enough stock in the system? That's my first question. Another question is, how do we determine whether there is enough stock or not? How do we know?
Okay. In order to do stock availability, there is a transaction called MMBE. Okay? I don't want to talk about it now. Just go experiment with it. Okay? It's not really important at this point. The second point is, what do I mean by stock availability? Meaning, when do you get that pop-up? Like I was saying, it all depends on the requested delivery date. Where is that field? Here. Okay? If stock cannot be made available by that date. So this is 19th of June. So today is what? June 6th. Right? And then let's say June 10th. And then let's say June 19th. And then let's say June 21st. Now here is the order date. Okay. If let's say you can get the goods by June 10th, then you will not get that screen.
Right.
Okay. If you have the goods already, all the goods available already, then you don't get that screen.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
If
this date cannot be met for any reason, a simple reason could be you have everything, okay? You have everything, the stock that the customer has requested, but let's say it will take more than 20 days to deliver the goods to the customer.
Okay.
Then also there is a discrepancy between what the customer requested and what you can deliver it by. Right? So any discrepancy in terms of the delivery date, you get that screen.
And that discrepancy we can identify in those columns, right?
That discrepancy you can identify how? By going to what is called as schedule line. So if you go here, this is the discrepancy. The customer has asked for 19th, the system said 21st. And before saying 21st, before proposing the 21st, it is showing you that little screen saying, hey, you know what? This customer has asked for 19th, I cannot do 19th, I can only do 21st. Let me do that screen again and you will understand that way. BA01, create with reference, and then what is the number? 47, copy, and then look at these dates. The first date will be somewhere, some set of dates, today or tomorrow, whatever. And this is the final date the system is saying it can consume by. Okay. This is the delivery proposal, and then what we are doing by clicking on this green check mark is saying, hey, you know what, I'm okay with this proposal. If not, you can change the dates here and then click OK. It's really up to you. Okay? But the system will arrive at this date, the 21st, based on a set of calculations. So that is called scheduling, which we are not worried about at this point.
Okay.
Okay? Alright. Any other questions?